Hey guys, welcome back to Just a Geek in the Garage. Today I want to go over ratcheting screwdrivers, specifically snap-on ones, as you can see here in front of you, and which one I would recommend if you're only going to purchase one of these for your collection. Most of these I've had for a very, very long time and kind of collected throughout the years. But let me kind of go over some of the pros and cons of them. And I'm going to start off kind of in the order that I purchased them. So this one right here was the first one I ever bought, probably mid to late 90s. I used this a lot. This is my main screwdriver for a long period of time. So much so it's one of the only snap-on tools I've had to warranty other than pliers. Because the gear went out on me after about 20-25 years, started skipping on me. But great screwdriver. If you can pick this up, especially used for a decent price, would definitely recommend it. The next set that I bought was actually this set that you see in front of you, minus this case. So at the time when I was buying these, obviously Snap-on's always been more expensive than the competition. But I was just starting off. I knew I wanted this set, but I couldn't necessarily afford it and didn't want to go into debt buying everything I wanted. So I asked my dealer, I'm like, hey, can you take out the bit set that comes with it, because I already have bits I can use it. And he was gracious enough, I should say, to allow me to purchase the set as you see it here in front of you, which basically came with a soft grip version of the one you just saw, and also came with a stubby, which is very, very useful. And if you guys know these particular screwdrivers, they're awesome because they have an interchangeable shank system. So whether you want to have the stubby on here, whether you want to have this on the stubby, it also has other shanks that came with it and other ones that you can purchase. For example, it has a very, very long one, which is useful, one with a 1/4-inch drive. And there's many other variations of the shank that you can purchase even online. There's a flexible shank one. Actually, you know what? I think I have a few of them in my drawers. Give me 1 second. Let me grab them and kind of show you. But disclaimer, they did not come with the set. All right, sorry about that. So these are the other ones that I was talking about. Again, they didn't come with the set, so I didn't want to show them at the beginning. But you have this flexible 1/4-inch if you need to get around a corner or something like that. Just have a little bit of flexibility. And there's the 1/4-inch, it's a long one here, speeder shank that you can use for this. So a lot of different options that you can go with this. So it was a great set for what it is. Kind of gives you everything you need all in one right here. And especially if you can afford it with this bit set, it adds an additional, let's see, it's like 31 bits, some adapters, stuff like that. This I added on much later to the set. I eventually said, you know what, I do want it because that hole right there was bothering me. But so when I could afford it, I ended up adding that on there as well. So this is a good set. And then also this is the 5-position one. So I bought this one a little bit after this one came out because one thing that it had was that it has this 5-position grip, right? So you can have a nice little pistol grip, great feeling to it. If you want to use it as just a regular straight grip, just have a little bit of an angle. You have all those options, and it also adjusts to the left-hand side as well. Same thing, uses the same interchangeable shanks on here as well. So this is a great one, and this has been, this is my go-to, even though this was my first one and I use this quite a bit. This is the one that I still use to this day, almost on a daily basis. Great screwdriver. When we're talking about cost, something like this, if you were to buy it just by itself, where it just comes with a shank, it comes with, I think it still comes with 5 bits. It's about $100 on Snap-on's website versus the regular soft grip that doesn't adjust, I think is about $80 or $90. So for the extra $10-20, I think it's really worth it, just because you're getting basically 5 screwdrivers in one, and then add the shanks as you basically need them. The last one that I had purchased was actually this the T-handle style, but this one is not interchangeable, and it basically it does for a 1/4-inch drive. So again, it's a good one if you're trying to get a lot of leverage, or sorry about that, guys. If you're trying to get a lot of leverage or something like that on a 1/4-inch drive, I would recommend something like this. But the Snap-on version of this is very pricey. Having said that, I'm going to give you guys some alternatives to what you're looking at in front of you. But it's also, they're Williams and Caterpillar, which are basically owned by Snap-on. I'm sorry, Williams is owned by Snap-on. Caterpillar is I believe their ratcheting screwdriver is the rebranded Williams version. But just to give you, just to show you kind of what we're talking about, on the left here we have Snap-on, and on the right we have Williams. You'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. Only real difference is that this one happens to be the regular bit driver versus this one is the 1/4 inch drive at the end. But outside of that, and actually one difference I've always noticed is the Williams for some reason don't have the knurling here towards the top where the Snap-on does. I also have the stubby and the regular T-handles from Williams. Again, they're, you can probably buy all three of these Williams ones for the same price that you purchase one of the Snap-on drivers. And the last one I want to show you guys, this is a Caterpillar version of basically this one. As you can see, the gear here at the bottom is identical, as is the tip here. They just kind of have a slightly different shape of the grip and rebranded Caterpillar. You can actually also buy this on Amazon, rebranded as Williams. I believe it's a navy blue color versus a black. But honestly, in other videos, I've talked a little bit negatively about Snap-on's quality control and things like that. This is one area that they see to be very, very good. Again, I did have the warranty one, but we're talking about after years and probably thousands of hours of use. And all I did was just simply call them, and they were able to send me out a new one. Simple as that. I did have to send the old one back, but they covered all the fees and things like that as well, because I don't currently have a dealer like I used to in the past. So again, from this entire video, my recommendation is this 5-way adjustable screwdriver with the interchangeable shank. The reason why is you can basically get, if you want a T-handle, the pistol grip works almost as well, especially assuming it's not for a tight space, just to get into a little bit of extra leverage. So you have almost like a T-handle. You have, you can make yourself a little bit of a stubbier one if you end up buying the shank separately, things like that. Also, one fun note is there's a lot of companies out there that make shanks similar to this. I want to say SATA, I believe it's pronounced, SATA, makes something similar to this, and their shanks actually fit in these as well. Everything you see in front of you here for the most part is Snap-on, but I found that out, and I've actually been trying to get my hands on one of those SATA to review. So again, this is my recommendation, the 5-way, almost a daily driver still for me to this day. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put this head to head with some other ratcheting screwdrivers in a future video, so that way I don't have to put all of the Snap-on ones, since it kind of comes down to this particular one. And again, I have some from Vessel, Bluepoint, which is also Snap-on owned, and a few other companies. So tell me what you guys think. Is a simple screwdriver worth $107, especially if it's ratcheting, or is that way too much to pay? Something like this is still closer to 50, but it doesn't have the interchangeable shank, if that matters to you. So again, tell me what you guys think. Comment below. If you have any specific ratcheting screwdrivers you want me to compare these to, please let me know. And then be on the lookout for another video in the future here, probably next week or so, showing it up against other brands. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe.